Hey, it's Tom here from The Wealthy Walker. Thanks for coming back to the channel today, where I'll be sharing my TRADING212 portfolio update for the month of March. Spoiler alert, I'm no longer just on TRADING212. I've now got a little portfolio on eToro, and I'll talk you through my holdings on that platform. And I've also invested in crypto. So stay tuned throughout the video. I'll share everything I've been doing in the month of March. Of course, if you are new to the channel and you're interested in all things stocks and shares, crypto, all that kind of stuff, then do subscribe, and of course like this video so that other like-minded people can stumble across this kind of content. It'd be really appreciated. So today I'm going to talk you through some of my new investments, why I've invested in these companies. I'm also going to talk to you about some of the winners and the losers of March within my portfolio, and then finally we'll talk about next steps, where I'm looking to go with my investments, and that'll include things like crypto, eToro ideas and that kind of thing. Quick disclaimer, I am not a financial advisor. If you're looking for financial advice, do seek a professional financial advisor. All videos on my channel are for entertainment purposes only. As always, do your own research before investing in any stocks and shares. Okay, so where do we begin? Over the month of March, I invested just under £2,000 into my portfolio. So I've also increased my holdings. I'm now investing in 63 companies. So I've got a fraction of shares in over 60 companies. It is quite a lot, and I'm probably not going to keep it this high, but I'm just putting out feelers at the minute, and I'm starting to create positions in multiple different companies, and we'll see where we go from here. As I've said before, I am new to investing. I'm well aware that it's good to build up positions, strong positions in certain companies, so I will be focusing more on certain holdings within my portfolio and increasing my shares within those companies rather than spreading it across the full 60 plus companies. So I'm currently down around 4% on my investment. To be honest, I'm not too bothered. I feel like I'm in this for the long term, so I'm not too concerned about 4%. At the same time, we have been going through a bit of a correction, lots of stocks being sold off in the market, and I've held quite a few of those. So I'm expecting big growth over the next few years. If it's not so big in the next month or so, I'm not too bothered. It is crazy though, just how much the market's been going up and down this last month. At one point, I'd gone from being nearly 10% down to almost break even, and that was in the space of a week or two. So it just shows how easily things can be turned around. So yeah, again, in this for the long haul, quite happy with the minus 4%, and we'll see where we're at next month. Okay, so the first company that I decided to invest in the month of March was App Harvest. Now, you probably won't have heard of these guys. They have huge indoor crop farms, and they're using recycled rainwater, which is saving about 90% of water usage. They're super efficient, and it's clear that these guys have tapped into something here, and so it's only a matter of time before indoor crop growth is going to boom. And so yeah, App Harvest is on the list for the long haul. Okay, so next on the list was Applied Materials. I've been following Applied Materials now for a couple of months. I am really into semiconductors, as I've probably mentioned in previous videos. Applied Materials are chip makers. They're involved with the semiconductor industry, and they're definitely all in on AI technology, supporting companies who are investing heavily on AI. So yeah, I'm all about that. I'm all about the future. So Applied Materials is on the portfolio list. So another company I wanted to mention today that I've just invested in is CrowdStrike. CrowdStrike are a leading cybersecurity company. They're going to be protecting huge companies from online cyber threats. It's clear that everything's going to the cloud, everything's going online these days, so why wouldn't you want to have some sort of cybersecurity on your portfolio? Now, I've probably not mentioned this before, but I am a farmer's son, so it's become quite natural for me to show an interest in all things agriculture. Now, I've mentioned App Harvest before, but a company that I really like is Deere & Co. So that's John Deere, the tractor company. They make all kinds of agricultural equipment. Decided to invest in those because after looking at their share price and their growth in general in the business, it's just been steady on the rise for many years. So it's one of my safe holdings, my secure, solid investments. I'm looking to put a bit of money in there. If it grows, fantastic. It should grow, and there's a small dividend to come with that as well. So I like Deere & Co, and I'll be keeping them on my portfolio for a long time. Okay, so the next company I wanted to talk to you about today was EXP Holdings. Now you may not have heard of these guys, but they are a real estate cloud-based company. Now you've heard me talking about the cloud across multiple videos now. I'm really big on investing in cloud-based companies, and to see a real estate company doing this is fantastic. So EXP Holdings is one for the future, but it's also showing a clear path to profits as well right now. So you don't really want to miss out on that kind of growth. So I'm in now. I'm going to try and increase my holdings with them, and we'll see where EXP Holdings go in the near future. Now another company I've decided to invest in, and it's about time, is Facebook. I actually work full time as a freelancer using Instagram, obviously Facebook owns Instagram, so I really felt like it was a natural fit to invest in a company that I rely on for business. So yeah, Facebook's on the list. They're also big on AI investment, artificial intelligence, so I really want to get behind Facebook now, because in the next few years they may just blow up with all their ideas and features to do with artificial intelligence. We'll see. This next addition to the portfolio I think is a really clever play on the cannabis industry. Now yes, I've invested in a couple of cannabis companies that obviously grow cannabis, and they're hoping to, sell in states that are going to become legal over the next few years, possibly in other countries as well. But I really like adding Grow Generation to my portfolio. Now Grow Generation are one of a kind really when it comes to hydroponics. They own and operate hydroponics garden centers all across America. It's the largest of its kind, and they sell soils, nutrients, lighting equipment, anything that the cannabis warehouses can benefit from to grow marijuana. So yeah, as the cannabis industry grows, Grow Generation are naturally going to grow with it. They've already had massive growth in 2020, and I think it's going to continue in that vein for the next few years at least. So yeah, I'm holding Grow Generation. I'm going to try and build up my position in this company over the next few months, few years, and we'll see where we go. Another company that I've just added to my portfolio that I really wanted to mention today is in the world of e-commerce. Now they're called Lightspeed. They're a Quebec, Canada based company, and they deal with a lot of small and medium sized businesses. Now they are a point of sale and e-commerce company. They're nowhere near as big as Shopify obviously, but they are one for the future, and they could one day become a rival, especially as they offer slightly different services to the likes of Shopify. They have a huge inventory system, which is great for businesses to manage stock levels, and I think Lightspeed is relatively under the radar right now. Wall Street aren't really big on Lightspeed, they don't know enough about it. So I think if I can build up this holding now over the next few months, couple of years, in the future, who knows, Lightspeed could be massive, and I'll be glad that I got in early with this company. So yeah, I'm happy to add Lightspeed to my portfolio. So moving on, another company I have to mention here is a Chinese company that I absolutely love, and it's NIO. You've probably heard of them if you are big on investing, you follow a lot of YouTubers. NIO are one of the pioneers in electric vehicles in China. They do have a big say on artificial intelligence. They are big on autonomous vehicles, self-driving vehicles, and they're trying to save the planet through using obviously electric batteries for cars. Now, they're not as big as Tesla, obviously, but China are putting sanctions on Tesla. So naturally, NIO are going to take more market share with electric vehicle sales for the foreseeable future. Okay, so moving on, I've decided to finally add Snap to my portfolio list. The truth is, I've been looking to invest in Snapchat for quite a while now, ever since I started using TRADING212, but their price was just rising so fast. I felt like I'd missed the boat really, and I wasn't sure how much bigger this price was going to get. So naturally I just waited to see if there'd be a pullback at some point, and lo and behold, there has been a pullback this last few weeks. They're already showing great revenue numbers, and they're investing heavily in AI and new features for their application. So I do believe Snapchat have got a big future ahead. So yeah, I've decided to invest a little bit into Snapchat. Moving swiftly on, I wanted to mention another new investment, and that is Volkswagen. Now, as you can see, I've invested in NIO, I've already got Tesla. I'm big on all things EV, and when Volkswagen declared their big ambitions within the EV industry and they wanted to go fully EV in the near future, I just felt like it was a natural fit for me. And that's partly because I've got a bit of a soft spot for Volkswagen. I love me a bit of VW. So I decided to invest in Volkswagen. I'm excited by their electric vehicle ideas, and we'll see where we go in the next few years. And the last company that's just been added to my portfolio in the last month that I wanted to mention today is Wayfair. Now, you've probably heard of Wayfair. They are an American e-commerce company. They sell millions of products from thousands of global suppliers. I really like this play. They're big on furniture and home related goods. Everyone's been investing in their homes this past 12 months, and I don't see that holding up anytime soon. Wayfair have the best customer service online. They already have millions of products like I've mentioned. They're streets ahead of the competition online. So I'm really happy with Wayfair as one of my solid, reliable investments. Probably going to keep them on my portfolio for the foreseeable future. Okay, so moving on to some of the winners and losers of the month. There are actually a couple of companies that I've not mentioned yet that are new investments in March that turned out to be winners of the month for me. One of those is Futu Holdings. I won't go into them too much today because I'm looking to create a video on Futu Holdings, but they are an Asian finance company. They're showing huge growth at the moment. They had a fantastic last month, and I got in around halfway in March. I benefited quite nicely from that. Now, another winner of the month for me, again a new investment, was a company called Vuzix. I'm probably not pronouncing that right, but you'll see it there on the screen. Vuzix are makers of smart glasses, and they've recently took on a nice big chunky order with a company. They're working with businesses. You know, everything's gone virtual because of the pandemic, and smart glasses is a great way to take part in virtual meetings. In fact, the smart glasses, they have a feature that works with Zoom, but they'll work with lots of other companies as well over the next few years as they improve their smart glasses. But yeah, I'm looking to increase my holding with this company. I'm excited about virtual reality, artificial intelligence. So naturally, when I came across this smart glasses company, I wanted in. So yeah, Vuzix are on the list. I'm so sorry if I'm pronouncing that wrong, but they were one of my winners for the month of March. Another winner for me was Volkswagen. Now, I mentioned them just before. I actually was already looking to invest in Volkswagen before they announced their EV ambitions. And once they did, the price just rocketed, the share price rocketed, and again, shown huge gains from this stock in the month of March. Another surprise winner of the month for me was Legal & General. Now, Legal & General are a UK-based pension scheme company. They invest heavily in lots of different companies, and they were one of my safe plays because they have a relatively steady share price and they have a nice dividend as well. So I wanted to include them in my portfolio to diversify from just pure growth stocks. And surprisingly, they've actually been one of my big winners of the month. So I'm really happy with Legal & General. I'm not expecting the price to stay as high as it is. I just wanted them as one of my steady plays. And so yeah, they're a winner of the month of March. Okay, so that's the winners of the month. Let's just quickly rattle through a few of the losers. This list included the likes of Fiverr, Teladoc, Upwork, PayPal, Pinterest, Roku, Norwegian Cruise Line, Etsy. Unfortunately, they were part of the tech-related sell-off. Again, I'm not too concerned about the sell-off with all the tech related companies. If anything, it just provides a nice price to lower my average cost into these companies with my shares. So I will be investing more money into the likes of Teladoc, Roku, Pinterest, Upwork. Yeah, it's actually a good thing that the price has dropped for me. Okay, so moving on, let's talk about eToro. I've been thinking about joining a different platform just because TRADING212 aren't taking on new members. It is a little bit of a worry. Will they ever be opening up their service to new users? Is there a problem with their service? It concerns me a little bit. So I wanted to just create a new portfolio with eToro. With my eToro portfolio, I decided that I was going to try something different. So I've tried to create a Chinese related portfolio. So yeah, it's not all Chinese stocks at this moment in time on eToro, but there's 2 of them that are Chinese, and I have big plans to increase my Chinese themed holdings over the next few years with eToro. Don't ask me why I've got Roblox on this portfolio. It's not Chinese, but unfortunately they weren't available to invest in on TRADING212 when they launched their new IPO, so I had to get it through eToro. In the future I may move it across to TRADING212 now that they're available on there, but as of right now I'm not too bothered that it's going to be in with my Chinese investments. It doesn't matter really, does it? Unfortunately, all 4 of my investments on eToro are down at this minute. This is largely because I got in at high prices, and then there has been a bit of a sell-off recently, especially with Chinese stocks. So VipShop, they've gone down drastically over this last month, which has certainly hurt. At the same time, Coupang, who are an e-commerce South Korean based company, they're down as well. Roblox is down, and JD.com, who are huge in China, they're also down. So that leaves me with one other investment that I've not mentioned yet, and that is crypto. Honestly, I'm still really new to all things crypto, but I can't quite believe just how fast these currencies are growing, and big companies are adopting cryptocurrencies now as well. So it really does give everyone a kick up the bum that's involved in investing to seriously consider adding cryptocurrencies to their portfolio. In terms of where I buy my cryptocurrency, I use Coinbase. If you use the link in my description, you'll be able to get yourself some free Bitcoin when you invest around $100 on their platform. And spoiler alert, I'm already up 9% on my cryptocurrency investment since investing over the last 4 to 6 weeks. Of course, if you're interested in learning more about cryptocurrencies as well as stocks and shares, do click that subscribe button, as this kind of content will be coming over the next few months. So there it is, guys, my full investment portfolio. Do let me know what you think in the comments, whether you think I need to consider some new companies, if you like some of my investments, any questions you've got, yeah, just drop me some feedback in the comments and I'll be sure to get back in touch with you. Again, if you are new to the channel, do click that subscribe button, as I'll be bringing new updates every single month, whether it's my portfolio or it's stock analysis. I've just recently done a stock analysis on Upwork and 3 reasons as to why I invested in those guys. Hopefully you stick around and we'll see you on the next walk.